Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm Amanda and today I'm going to make some base pages with Ginger's Corner, and I'm also going to use Ginger's 3 pages 3 prompts for today. So one of those was to use star paper, to use a grid or grid layout, I don't remember which because I wrote it down, and some blue ink. And on the making base pages for Ginger's Corner, the scraps today we're using are blue, so that works out really well with the blue ink. So these are all my blue scraps that I pulled out that were kind of along the same color family. I think I might have a little bit more blue left, but I actually don't have too much. So I'm going to start this one with adding my blue ink. I'm actually going to do 2 today. So the sketch up in the right left corner is a day 13 sketch from Amy J for 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'll have that playlist and all of the playlists, there's 3 of them, linked below. But I'm going to use this grid layout to start with doing this one. So words. So I'm going to cut this one down to be, she's got 2 pieces of paper there. So the one is that gingham, and so the gingham looks like it is just a square rectangular piece of paper, and then the one underneath is showing just a little bit on the top and bottom, and maybe a bit on the side. I'm going to do a little bit more on those spaces, but and it is torn, so I tore. So, and then there's 4 pictures that look, 4 blocks that look like pictures, and 2 blocks that look like maybe pattern paper card or like a journaling spot or something. So I'm cutting things, figuring it out. So really like that bright blue piece of paper that I have, and that's from Tracy Reed's Moonlit collection, I think. It's a printable, but that's what I have left of that one. So, and then I have this star paper, and that star paper is from a really old collection pack, and it's actually I have a full piece of it in my counterfeit kit challenge this month. So this technically could have been part of my counterfeit kit, but it's all good. It has like a more gray tone on screen, but it's got a blue gray tone when I'm like in person. But I didn't have enough to do 4 3x4s, so I'm going to use this blue piece instead. And it is from that same collection pack that I got like probably 20 years ago. Yay, using up things. And so I like that a bit better, mostly because those 4 photo blocks now match. I'm going to cut this to be a 3x3, and so then it's going to be a staggered grid for the pictures on here. That background blue paper has also got like a cross-hatched grid to it, so I think that works for both. And then the other prompt for 3 pages pre-prompt was star paper, so I do have that Tracy Reed star on here, and so that is super cute. I'm going to offset this piece, and then I'm going to get the photo mats on here. And for this one, I am not going to do very much embellishment. Well, I'm not going to do any embellishing on this one at all. So there is a spot for a title and for pretty stuff to go on this page, but I am not going to do that until I actually find photos that match with this page, because yeah, it is what it's going to be that way. I'm not sure for these base pages that I don't have pictures on if I'm going to leave them until November, when Ginger does her base page marathon and she uses up her base pages, or if I will sort them out before that. No idea. Just playing along right now for this. Add a little bit more blue ink on that edge, just so that it shows up against that white cardstock, and I will show you a close-up of this very fast. And then we're going to speed it back up, and I'm going to use some more of my scraps. So I didn't pull out any extra ones. I just the same ones as I've had, and I am going to use the same prompts. So it's going to still be the blue scraps. I'm going to use this 30 Days of Sketches sketch, and it is from Donna Espel, I think, and it was from day 5 because it's been a week and I haven't posted since Monday, and yeah. So it is what it is. It's been stressful, and I'm supposed to keep my stress down. So yay! That background piece of paper also has stars on it that has that branding strip still on. And I didn't take the branding strip off because in that star paper is going to be too small to fit the 3x4s that are going on, like Donna has in her sketch. She's got it labeled as a 3x4. So I'm going to leave that piece on so that I have a good basis for those 3 photo mats. Then I've got these 2 strips, and this came from like a circus paper pad. I've got a little bit of Echo Park I'm going to use, and then again that from the massive paper package that I had. And then the star paper with the branding strip still attached is from Studio Calico. And so you can actually see the Studio Calico there, but I'm going to show you what I do with that here in a second. So I am looking for, in that sketch, there's that yellow rectangle that is the basis of everything. And I'm like, don't have anything that's big enough to do any of those big pieces left. So I'm going to do some fancy, not really fancy, but fancy paper piecing together. Piecing, oh, can't talk, but that's okay. So I am going to cut this little piece, like a little piece of this off in an L shape, and it tucks in behind this banner kind of piece. So I'm going to make sure that I have that. And then this is how I'm going to deal with the branding strip, because let's not stay on task on what I'm doing. So I just used a black marker and filled in what it said for Studio Calico, and a word sticker could go there. A different embellishment could go there. It doesn't show up nearly as much as the Studio Calico did, so can't read it at all anymore. And then this is going to slide underneath for those 2 strips that are under. And so this piece and the other one, I just cut a bit off and then kept one piece a little bit wider, because that's what the sketch shows, is a skinnier piece and a wider piece. And then I'm just going to line them up, and I like that. It may not be straight though, looking at it on screen, but oh well, it is on now. It is not changing now. So then this is going to go on in behind, and that's that big orange block that's on the sketch. And I did cut that in half so I could get some of that blue on. That blue is the same as the photo mats in the layout that I just did, but I only had a triangle of it, so I used a bit of that. Then I'm gonna paper piece this Echo Park grid paper, and so this is what I'm using as my grid for the 3 prompts, 3 pages on this one. There's the star paper that I'm using as photo mats. This is grid paper, so not a grid layout, but I don't remember if it was grid layout or just grid. So yeah, otherwise it still works, and I've already done the one for it, so good enough. And then just figuring out where this needs to go, because I don't need all of it in behind. Do I need all of the scrappy bits? I don't, but I didn't know if I would have enough to piece the bottom bit, so I wanted to make sure I did have enough to get what I needed in there. So there, and then I just need a bit on the bottom here. And I'm just going to have a little bit of this grid paper left from Echo Park, which is totally cool. I cut this a little longer than I needed, and so I am going to measure and then just slice off the extra so I can get it in there nice and straight and even, and it's a little fussy. And that's pretty good. And then I just need a little piece in between the two stripes. So I'm just gonna cut another little slice. That was a little stuck down. Just gonna match it up, cut a little bit off, sneak it underneath this one, and done for that part anyway. And then, so on the layout, there's 2 tags at the top, and then there's 2 circle bits at the bottom. So I'm looking for something that I can do. On the sketch, there are different patterns or different colors based on the colors she's got them. And so I'm just trying to figure out what else I want to do. That star paper is black and not blue, so I still want to use the blue. So I'm going to use this little piece of blue that I have, and I'm going to make 2 tag tops and sneak them in here. And hole punch so I can put some thread in later. And then I am going to go grab my circle punches here in a second. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to circle punch it out of. So it should be out of the 2 that are up at the top, but I'm going to use the other star paper instead because I don't have any of the blue left. Yay! So those 2 work well together. And then I noticed that on the bottom of that orange piece, there's like a border strip. So I'm going to use a little bit more of this blue, and there's not much of that left now either, having used it on both pages. And then I'm going to line this up, tape it down, and then I'm going to slice off the extra. And now all I need is some blue ink, because I have the star paper, I have blue for making the base pages. I have grid on the background for that paper, and so just a little bit of blue splatter, and it's the same blue as I used in the other one, which is Salty Ocean, and there is a lot of ink there that I'm wasting, and oh well. So there's that one, a close up, and then I'm just gonna do a really quick tidy up and show you what I have left. So I have mostly some pretty little pieces that I've got here. So the things that I'm putting on the left side, I'm debating on keeping, or I am keeping. The stuff that I had on the right there, I just threw out because I didn't need to keep that. I'm going to keep that Echo Park branding strip. Do I need to? Probably not, but I'm going to. So all of that just went into a drawer that I have, and yeah, all together. And so those are the 2 layouts. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribed, liked, and commented. I will have the playlist for all 3 of the hops listed below. And thank you so much for being here today. Have yourself a wonderful day.